Hello and welcome to Tomorrow is Yesterday, the show where we review every episode of Star Trek in production order. My name is Rianne Couch, and David couldn't be here today, so with me is returning guest Rianne Couch. Sorry the podcast has been gone for a while, but there's a very good reason for that. Ryan had a baby.
I mean, we had a baby.
We did, but mostly you.
I mean, yeah, I did all the work, but
Exactly.
you were involved.
Yeah, we had a baby, which is why we intentionally took the month of October off, and we unintentionally took most of November off because me and David just couldn't get our stuff together. But hey, we're back now. I mean, David's not, but he'll be back eventually. The City on the Edge of Forever first aired on April 6, 1967, and was written by Harlan Ellison, directed by Joseph Pevney, who we last mentioned for directing The Devil in the Dark, and won the 1968 Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation.
I don't know about any of those things, but that's why you're the researcher and not me.
Well, one is a day, one is a writer, and one is a director, and one is an award.
April 6th is the day?
April 6th is a day.
Fake news. I
In
don't believe it.
time. Okay, and with that, let's get into our cast. We have Joan Collins as Edith Keeler, DeForest Kelley as Dr. Leonard McCoy, who we last saw in The Devil in the Dark, James Doohan as Lieutenant Commander Scott, who we also last saw in The Devil in the Dark, George Takei as Lieutenant Sulu, who we last saw in Errand of Mercy, Nichelle Nichols as Lieutenant Uhura, who we also last saw in Errand of Mercy, John Harmon as Rodent. I think that's the guy who vaporized himself.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
They just call him a rodent because he was just some street thug.
I guess that's what they credited him as.
Well, I guess he wasn't really a thug. He turned into a thug.
He was a bum.
Was he homeless?
Yeah, he was like a homeless guy stealing milk.
Oh, he was stealing? Okay. Yeah, never mind. He's a rodent. Rat, roach, thug, bum.
Rat, roach, thug, bum. All right, we have Hal Baylor as policeman, David L. Ross as Lieutenant Galloway, who we last saw in A Taste of Armageddon.
David Ross sounds like David Moss.
And David's middle initial is L, too. So,
what's that L stand for?
With this guy or David?
Well, they're both David, just saying. To be clear.
Fair.
You're David.
Pretty sure it's Lloyd.
Oh, that would make sense because of, his
No.
kid. That's his kid's middle name.
Oh, is it? I knew it was the same initial.
God. Oh my god. Yes. Yes, that is his middle name.
Okay.
Congratulations, you learned a fact about your best friend from your wife.
We have John Winston as Transporter Chief, who we last saw in Space Scene. Bartel LaRue as the Guardian of Forever, who we last heard as the voice of Trelane's father in The Squire of Gothos. And that is our cast.
I feel like this is a smaller cast than normal. Maybe?
Pretty average.
I feel like I've heard you go on a lot longer.
I mean, there are episodes where I've had to go on a lot longer.
Not your fault. Sometimes I just have a bunch of people.
Yeah. All right. Now let's get into the episode. The Enterprise is orbiting a planet dealing with severe turbulence. Kirk tells Sulu to keep at it. Sulu says the helm is sluggish. Scotty, who is on the bridge for some reason, says the control circuits are threatening to overload. Kirk goes to Spock, says that...
Can I interject?
Yes.
Why is it weird that he's on the bridge? Is he not allowed to be there?
He's usually not on the bridge. Usually we don't see engineers on the bridge. Usually they're like in the engine rooms working on something.
Is he just not free to walk around?
He's just kind of standing there. He's not even like at a console or anything. Like, it's just odd that Scotty's on the bridge.
He's just chilling. He's just chilling. He's there.
While the ship's going through severe turbulence.
They had to have somebody.
While things are overloading. He didn't die.
You're right. Just don't listen to me. I am not super familiar with this crew and this cast. I was confusing him with Bones.
Oh. Yeah, Bones isn't there yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, still. Can Scotty not walk around?
Yeah. Bones will have a reason for being on the bridge.
Yeah. But still, I mean,
But to be fair, Bones often does just walk around and goes to the bridge just to hang out. So
See, he
maybe
just gets
Scotty's
lonely.
just doing that.
I get lonely. I get kind of antsy. I don't like to sit in one spot for too long.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if the engine room's like on fire, but you guys got it. It's fine. I'm gonna go hang out with the cool guys for a second,
Okay.
in case this place blows. It's just like, there's other crew down there with him. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's fine. He doesn't have to be there all the time. Supervisors do that all the time.
Okay.
They just leave you to suffer and fix the problems yourself, while you go screw around and talk to the bosses, so you don't have to do anything.
Fair.
Yeah, makes sense. That's what he was doing.
Makes sense.
He was sucking up to Kirk. He was like, "Hey, buddy, I know things are going wrong, but like I don't want to deal with it, so I'm gonna hang up here for a minute, pretend like I'm doing something important."
Kirk goes to Spock, says we can't avoid this turbulence. Spock says he thinks we'll have them plotted in a few more orbits. Sulu's console explodes, knocking Sulu out. Kirk calls for a doctor. Scotty takes the helm.
Scotty does what? Scotty did what?
Scotty takes the helm.
Oh, so it's really convenient and important that he was there.
Or any other red shirt could have done it.
Were there other red shirts up there?
Yeah.
Which ones? I know Uhura, right?
Yes.
Who else?
Just background actors.
Oh. So taking the helm is like driving the ship?
Yes, that is driving.
Any red shirt can do that.
Yes.
Not anybody else?
Any color shirt can do that.
So why was it important that you said red shirt?
I just said it.
So any shirt, any crew, or does it matter that they're on the bridge? If they're on the bridge, they know how to drive it?
Yes.
Okay. But Scotty's not a bridge crew?
No. But he is like a department head.
Okay.
So Scotty takes the helm, asks if we maintain orbit. Spock says this is of great scientific importance because they're passing through ripples in time. Kirk has her open the channel to Starfleet Command as a precautionary measure and to broadcast to Starfleet Command his past week's log entries, starting with the unusual readings that they had on the instruments and how they led us there. Or how they led them there.
I got really hyper fixated on the ripples in time part and like figuring out what was important about that. Like, what is a ripple in time? What does that mean? What'd it do?
I mean, it's just sci-fi words. Like, it was just like to set up the fact that they're gonna do some time travel shenanigans.
So we never really figure out what a ripple in time does to the timeline.
There was just like ripples going from the Guardian of Forever.
And the ripples were the turbulence, maybe?
Yes, the ripples were causing the turbulence. Kirk also told her to tell Starfleet Command that there was something or someone on the planet.
Something or someone.
That can affect changes in times, causing turbulent waves of space displacement.
They found Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange was probably a thing then. I don't know how old Doctor Strange is.
It doesn't matter how old he is. He can go through time.
I meant how old the character was. Like, if the character had been written in comics
well,
in the 60s.
I have a supercomputer in my hands so I can use that to look up real quick. When was Doctor Strange created? 1963, July.
Okay, yeah, so he would have been a thing.
First appeared in a backup strip in Strange Tales number 110, July 1963.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, none of that meant anything to me because I don't know comic stuff.
Okay.
I'm a little bit weak on that. I feel like my audio's too quiet. I just noticed that my stuff wasn't lighting up halfway through that. I'll try to talk louder.
The lighting up's not a big deal. It's just as if I can see it on here. That's the main thing we need to worry about.
I feel like historically I've been pretty bad about kind of mumbling. I'll open my mouth and project.
Okay. All right. Bones walks in halfway through Kirk saying all that. McCoy takes a look at Sulu and says he'll have to risk a few drops of Cordrozine.
It's tricky stuff. Are you sure you want to risk? You were about to make a medical comment, Jim. Who, me, Doctor?
They'd be too spicy towards each other. It reminds me too much of real life where everybody thinks they know everything else about a certain section.
But also, like, Bones does end up going crazy.
But this is by accident.
Bones is about to put his... Bones is about to put...
Bones is about to put his what?
Bones is about to put the hypo away when they hit a big wave, causing him to inject himself with the hypo. Kirk orders everyone back to their post. Kirk tells Spock the hyper had Cordrozine in it, and Spock says it's empty. McCoy jumps up.
Killers! Assassins! I won't let you! I'll kill you first! I won't let you! You won't get me! Murderers! Killers!
Security alert.
And that's the teaser.
You said it's Cordrozine?
Cordrozine.
Oh, there's a rock band called Cordrozine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe they're Star Trek
Formed in
fans.
1996 in Melbourne. I can almost guarantee it. They had to have taken it from that.
Australian Star Trek fans.
So because I was thinking, I was like, man, that sounds really like a real drug. And of course it does. They do a lot of research for their show. Or at least I think they do now. Back then they probably just winging it, but...
Well, this is Star Trek, so, like, it's a made-up drug. It's a made-up future drug.
I typed in, what is Cordrozine? Fictional drug. Cordrozine is a fictional drug used in Star Trek, Earth Final Conflict, and the Mission Impossible television series. Really?
That show was made by the same studio at the same time, so...
Really?
Yeah.
In Star Wars, Cordrozine was a drug used in operating rooms to revive a being's vital systems if they were close to death during surgery.
George Lucas ripped off Star Trek.
So really they could have taken the name from anything else. It didn't have to be from Star Trek, but it's nice if they...
George Lucas was aware of Star Trek. He was a fan.
I want to know why it made him go crazy instead of just like killing him or something. Because I feel like if it's going to revive somebody, it'd be something similar to like adrenaline, you know? Like if
Maybe.
their heart is like about to fail. And I feel like you give them too much adrenaline, their heart just basically just stops. So why'd this one turn them like nutso and then also give them space herpes?
Because that's what the writers made it do.
They go in so much detail to everything else. Why can't they go into detail with this? I need to know. My very special brain needs answers. I can't focus on anything else.
It causes hallucinations and paranoia.
Did it say that? We're just inferring.
Basically.
He's logging his symptoms into WebMD.
Okay.
Captain's log, supplemental entry. 2 drops of Cordrozine can save a man's life. 100 times that amount has just accidentally been pumped into Dr. McCoy's body. And in a strange, wild frenzy, he has fled the ship's bridge. All connecting decks have been placed on alert. We have no way of knowing if the madness is permanent or temporary, or in what direction it will drive McCoy.
So in the quest to understand the medication continuing, if a couple drops can revive a man, then maybe the entire syringe actually just turned him immortal. In theory.
Yeah, in Next Generation, he did show up in an episode and he was like really freaking old and wrinkly.
What is like the time gap between then and Next Generation?
So, original series is the 23rd century, Next Generation is like the 24th. So, like...
I guess it could still be realistic.
It's like 70, 80 years after.
So he's like in his hundreds.
Yes.
Minimum.
He's like in his hundreds by that time. Because he is the oldest MFer on this ship right now.
So, I mean, I guess we could say Cordrozine could be like one of the keystones to living longer, at bare minimum. I mean, you're still going to age like heck, but, you know, you're like freaking prune. But you're still alive, still kicking.
He is very prunish.
I'm terrified of seeing that. He's already kind of...
It's makeup,
aged.
though. Like, he's not actually like that. It's just a makeup
He
job.
looks like Deadpool.
No, he doesn't look like Deadpool.
Worse than Deadpool.
Yes and no.
Oh. I think he looked pretty bad in this episode, honestly, when he got the space herpes. But, that was... Ugh.
All right. Cut to the transporter room doors opening on McCoy. He sneaks up on Kyle, gives him 2 karate chops, knocking him out, and sets the transporter to beam himself down.
He sneaks up on who?
The transporter chief's name, his name's Kyle.
So he has a name. I just thought he was just a random guy that just appears
he's
every now and then.
credited as a random guy, but, like, at some point he gets a name. I think it's
Aw.
already happened. I'm not 100% sure because it's been a while since we did an episode.
I'm so happy for him.
What's really going to be funny is when we get to Strange New Worlds, because Kyle also shows up in that. If you notice in this, he's a white guy. And in Strange New Worlds, he's an Asian guy.
It's the future. Anything can happen.
An Asian guy can turn himself into a white guy. It's the future.
Yeah. I mean, people are already kind of trying to do stuff like that right now.
But he also goes from, like, having an American accent to a British accent.
It's the future. Anything can happen. You make a T-shirt that says "Blame it on the Cordrozine."
Blame it on the Cordrozine.
There you go. Trademarked.
Cut to the transporter room doors opening on McCoy. He sneaks up on Kyle, gives him 2 karate chops, knocking him out, and sets the transporter to beam himself down.
Oh, I forgot where... Oh, yeah, we were talking about how Kyle is a background character, but then he actually gains some sort of importance, which I just kind of thought he was just some sort of, like, random poor background guy who never gets a name, no importance at all. So...
I mean, he gets a name, just not any importance.
Well, yeah, so I just called you called him Kyle, and I was like, oh, that's really big for me personally. The little guy, he got a name. But then Kyle is...
The transporter guy.
He said he's a white guy right now, right?
Yes.
And then when is he not?
In Strange New Worlds, they bring back the character, and he's played by an Asian actor.
And what did you say about an accent? He has a British accent?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a British accent in the original series. And non-British accent in
I'll be
Strange
really
New
honest. I
Worlds.
did not pay attention to him talking in this one. I just kind of was like, oh, this is... I paid attention to what he was wearing because that was bizarre to me. But anyways...
I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention to him talking either.
Yeah. I did pay attention to that much, at least. But
But he also just had one line, so... And I don't remember what it was.
It's okay. He has a name. He has a name.
It's okay, he has a name.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. He's got a name. It doesn't matter what he said. That wasn't important. Nothing about him is important except the fact he has a name. But yeah, everything is Cordrozine's fault. His race change, his accent change, everything. So
But he didn't take the Cordrozine.
you don't know that.
Okay.
In the timeline, it could have happened. Blame it on the Cordrozine.
Okay.
If something goes wrong and it can't be explained, blame it on the Cordrozine.
Okay.
Because it has many side effects, many possibilities. It's all unknown. You pull it up on WebMD and it's listed just like it's like a CVS receipt. It just drops to the floor. It's like, here's possible side effects. You don't have to have all of them, but you can have some of them.
Okay.
Pregnant? Cordrozine. You just suddenly aged 50 years? Cordrozine. Got really, really sexy? Cordrozine. Got really, really ugly? Cordrozine. Tummy hurts a little bit? Cordrozine. Hungry? Cordrozine. Super happy all of a sudden, all the time? Probably not the Cordrozine. You're probably just manic. But it could be Cordrozine.
Okay. Kirk enters the bridge from the turbo lift, tells Spock...
The medical department knows as little as we do. In dosages approaching this, there's some record of wild paranoia.
Oh, yeah, there was a thing about being
There's a
paranoid.
little bit. There's a little bit in there. But it says they don't know a whole lot. I've become the Cordrozine expert.
Burned by the library record tapes, Captain. Subjects failed to recognize acquaintances, became hysterically convinced they were in mortal danger, and were seeking escape at any cost. Extremely dangerous to himself or to anyone else who might...
I mean, bro's pushing middle age. I would say he's just having regular PTSD from his years of service. And him being stabbed in the tummy and getting knocked out for a second just kind of, awakened that in him. I can't explain the rash. Blame it on the Cordrozine.
Then the bridge gets a call from security reporting that they found Kyle injured and McCoy beamed himself to the planet. Spock adds that the transporter was focused on the center of the time disturbance. Kirk orders Spock to get a landing party together and leaves.
Was this like, did he go to that planet on purpose, or was he just like sporadically pressing buttons and be like, get me out of here?
No, he went down on purpose because he was just trying to get out of there, trying to escape.
Yeah, bro's actually just having like PTSD moment, like they're in the trees. Honestly, do you like my Alex Jones there? I kind of gave it Alex Jones.
We get a shot of the Enterprise and cut to Kirk, Spock, Scotty, Uhura, and 2 red shirts beaming down to the planet. Kirk
Uhura's a red shirt too, just saying.
I mean, so is Scotty, but they have names.
You don't know the other ones don't have names too.
Actually, one of them does. The one who's played by David L. Ross has a name. I just don't remember what it was. Might be Galloway.
We'll just call him
think it's
David
Galloway.
Lloyd Ross.
Let's not.
I wonder what his real name is. His middle name. Well, I guess David L. Ross is his real name. Continue. I'm going to Google this.
Kirk notes that the ruins don't seem to stop and has Uhura start recording. Spock says that the ruins are about 10,000 centuries old. Kirk has everyone split up and search for more clues.
Sounds familiar, like a certain TV show. Let's split up, gang.
Thank you for catching my Scooby-Doo reference. I slip those in there whenever they go looking for clues, and sometimes David picks up on it, sometimes he doesn't.
Good lord. I get an animated scene where they're all running around looking for McCoy. And he's just like slipping out from behind rocks and stuff.
That's a lower deck scene.
Yeah.
Alright, search for more clues while he and Spock walk up to a giant space donut. Kirk asks Spock what the giant space donut is.
Unbelievable, Captain.
That's funny.
This single object is the source of all the time displacement.
Explain.
I can't. For this to do what it does is impossible by any science I understand. It is operating even now. Putting out waves and waves of time displacement, which we picked up millions of miles away.
I understand that this is future and things are different and they're able to do different things. But the fact that he is always on his butt and always like, tell me now every bit of information about this thing right now. I just feel like I really want Spock at one point to just be like, give me a second, dude. Oh my God. I didn't figure it out that fast. I just know this much. I told you what I know.
That's an emotional response, though. Spock doesn't have those.
You're right. I just want him to do it just once. Just once. Just to get off my butt, dude. Lay off. Because, I mean, realistically, Spock would have told him everything he knew about that thing at the time if he knew that much. But he didn't. I think Kirk's just a little bit impatient.
Cut to Uhura's group reporting there's no sign of McCoy. They walk past a rock. McCoy pops out from behind the rock.
I know it was intentionally obvious, but it was still so hilarious to me. Like, he was right there, dude. There's no way. They are taller than that rock. They walked past that rock. They would have seen the top of his head. 100%.
I think they were far enough away from the rock, though.
Well, even then, like, if he was hiding behind, he must have been, like, laying down on the ground, like, straight up. But, like, so soon after they walked past, he popped out. And it's like, if they even just turned, like, glance, would have seen him.
Yeah.
I mean, they wasted no time in, like, popping him out of there. But the fact that he was just chilling back there was really funny to me.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Back to Kirk and Spock. Clip. Incredible power. It can't be a machine as we understand mechanics. Then what is it? A question. Since before your sun burned hot in space and before your race was born, I have awaited a question. End clip.
I really don't think that you should put those in as clips, honestly.
Oh.
The impression is funny.
I might just because you said that. Kirk asks what it is. I am the guardian of forever. Sorry, clip. I am the guardian of forever.
No, just leave
clip.
it like that, dog. It's good.
Kirk asks if he's mechanical or living. I am both and neither. I am my own beginning, my own ending. Spock thinks the riddles are unnecessary. I answer as simply as your level of understanding makes possible. Spock thinks it's a time portal. as correct as possible for you. Your science knowledge is obviously primitive.
I'm just saying, I'm getting big fat Wizard of Oz vibes here.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's just a dude behind a screen over there just screwing with them, being like, "You guys are stupid.
Pay no attention.
I'm smarter than you." There's not a dude behind this curtain here. Shut up. Why would you say that? Go back in time, please.
Kirk asks Spock if he's annoyed yet. Behold, a gateway to your own past if you wish. The donut hole fills with smoke, and we see black and white scenes of different periods throughout history.
Donut hole?
I've been calling it the giant space donut this whole time.
See, I caught that the first time that you said it, and then I was like, maybe it's something else. Maybe I don't want to ask because you were still talking, and I was like, whatever. Then I forgot about it, and then he said it again, and I was like, oh, okay, you're talking about the arch thing.
Yes, I'm talking about the Guardian
The
of
Wizard
Forever.
of Oz donut. The Oz donut. Guardian of Forever.
All right.
So it's just a magic rock arch donut hole in space that can send people back in time, and it's just sentient.
It can send people back in time. It can also send people like back in time to the mirror universe.
Does this thing ever like become important again?
Yes, there is an episode of Discovery where it is important again.
Oh.
There is also an episode of the animated series, which is really cheesy.
Oh my god, I've seen this, haven't I?
I don't think so.
I think I've seen it. No, wait, never mind. There was something on Lower Decks, I think,
Oh.
where there's this big rock arch, and I think they accidentally went through it or something.
Oh, I think you're talking about the episode where Lower Decks goes to the Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
That's a little bit similar, but no,
A
it's not the same
different
thing.
donut?
Well, it's not a donut. That's like kind of just like this mechanical, like
Oh, that's a
time
man-made
travel.
thing.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
just a man-made time portal.
Reminds me of Stargate.
Yeah, kinda.
Bet you guys haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, we don't talk about Stargate because I just know just a little bit from walking through rooms as my dad watched it in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I vaguely remember seeing bits and pieces of Stargate as a kid, but like, I cannot tell you a single thing that happens in that show except for the fact that there's a gate that does space stuff.
I remember the guy with like the little symbol on his head.
Don't even remember that.
Yeah.
We should start watching Stargate.
Oh, yeah?
I guess so. Might as well. We need a new show to watch because Tulsa King ends.
There's one episode we can watch. It
We
came out
didn't watch
today.
Tulsa King today.
Well, when we're done with this, we're watching Tulsa
Well, we're
King.
going to be up all night anyway, so might as well. That's right, guys. We have a 4-week-old and a 2-year-old. We don't sleep ever.
Yeah.
Woo.
And if you're listening to this, you probably watch Star Trek, so you probably have Paramount, so you can watch Tulsa King.
Tulsa King's so good.
It's good.
Tulsa King's so good. It's not at all what living in Tulsa is like, just saying. But Tulsa King's good.
All right.
I wish I could become a part of the freaking mob in Tulsa. That'd be cool.
I don't know about that.
You know, I would get fat checks and we wouldn't have to live paycheck to paycheck.
All right. McCoy starts running around screaming about killers and assassins. The red shirts corner and grab him while Spock gives the neck pinch. Kirk asks Spock if they can go back in time one day and stop McCoy's accident. Spock says this ride is going way too fast.
God, how good do you think you sleep when you get neck pinched? I bet that's some good sleep.
That's probably, yeah.
I wish we could learn how to neck pinch each other. And just like, God, I can't go to sleep. Just, mwah, just done. You're down. We can neck pinch the girls. Oh my God, yes. You'd be like, go to sleep. I felt like you did that last night to our oldest.
Oh.
Like she was fighting it, and I was like, lay down, go to sleep. Did it happen?
Well, no, it was like eventually she was like, go see mommy. And I was like, fine. But we're going to go in there. You're going to be quiet. And so we went in there, we laid down together, and then she just passed out.
Yeah, she did not seem tired at all. But as soon as them lights went out and we were just like obviously not dealing with it anymore, I woke up like a couple hours later. I was like, oh, she did go to sleep.
Yeah.
You neck pinched her, bro.
All right. Kirk asks the Guardian if he can slow down. He says nope. Spock realizes he could have been recording this the whole time and starts to fiddle with his tricorder, all while McCoy wakes up and makes a run for the giant space donut. Uhura says she's lost contact with the Enterprise, not even static, just silence. Scotty takes a look at the communicator and says there's nothing wrong with it.
Your vessel, your beginning. All that you knew is gone.
McCoy has somehow changed history.
You mean we're stranded down here?
With no past, no future.
Captain, I'm frightened.
Earth's not there. At least not the Earth we know. We're totally alone.
And that is the end of Act 1.
I find it strange that it was offering for them to go at 2 different times in the first place.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to screw with time?
Yeah, it was just like, hey guys, I'm really bored. Nobody ever visits this planet. You want to get screwy?
That is like what happens in the anime series episode. They just go back and they're just like, let's look at the past. And I think they end up going back to Spock's childhood.
Oh.
Spock talks to like a young Spock who's being bullied by the other Vulcans because he's half human.
Fair. I mean, Star Trek's woke.
And it has been since the 60s.
Star Trek's changed, man. I can't watch it with all this woke crap.
Just wait till we get...
Just like, oh, really? It's changed, you say? I think it's been the same.
Trying to remember what the name of the episode. It was like, let this be your last battlefield. Just wait till we get to that.
I'm having a difficult time ensuring that my sarcasm is coming out strong enough so people don't think I'm actually like an Alex Jones kind of person.
They know. Trust me, they know.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would not have even like slightly considered going back in time. Like, is this the first time they've done that in the series?
No, there was an episode where they went back to the 60s. Which, when the show was being made, was the present. I don't know.
Do you remember what episode?
It was one that me and David did. It was Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know that one. But I knew it was a big deal because of the name of the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like how, like, Uhura's like, I'm frightened. Like, they clearly just gave her that line because she's the woman. Let's make her scared. Even though Uhura is usually kind of a badass.
I didn't catch it the first time that we watched it. But yeah, listening to it, I'm like, wow, knowing Uhura, that is not befitting of her character.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because, was it Strange New Worlds when it's the young one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because she's a badass.
Yeah.
In Strange New Worlds. And she still is in, God, I don't know the names of the seasons and the series and stuff.
The original series?
This is the original series?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also known as Star Trek.
Well, I mean... Sorry, I'm the guest.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm just giving you crap.
I didn't go to Star Trek school.
All right.
You gotta put me through Star Trek boot camp.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Fun fact, I did Pokemon boot camp with my little brother when I was younger.
That's a thing?
I had this camper that was on the side... Well, it's not a thing, okay? But I had this camper that was on the side of my grandma's house, and... It was mine. I decorated. It was my little secret hideout, but I couldn't sleep in it. I wasn't allowed to. But I went and I would take my little brother in there, and we have a 6-year age gap, and I was probably like 10 or something. So this little guy's like 4, right? And we'd go out to the camper, and I would show him Pokemon cards and pictures of Pokemon, and I would have him like, I would just drill this little boy with all sorts of Pokemon information. Like, these are type matchups. This is everything. Like, I had charts. I had notes. I had everything. And I made sure I was like, what is this Pokemon? What is its type? What is it weak against? What is this? Like, I was getting this dude ready for Pokemon War. And that just reignited that memory, that core memory in my brain of the hell I put that little boy through to learn Pokemon. And I can never, ever be mad that he is obsessed with nerdy stuff because I literally tormented him into it.
That's funny.
But yeah, I had Pokemon Boot Camp.
Okay.
Yeah, sign-ups are in the, I don't know, in whatever, the description, the comments, whatever. Sign up if you want to try its Pokemon Boot Camp. I'm a little bit rusty because there's like 5-6 additional generations added since the last time I was involved with Pokemon. But you got the older stuff. I got you, man. I dropped off right once fairy types were added. I was like, this is too confusing. That's probably the closest I've ever felt to how Republicans feel about pronouns. When they added fairy types in a Pokemon, I was like, this is too much. I can't. This is too hard. And it's like, really? There's like 16 other types. You can remember 16 types. You can't remember fairy type. But it's like, oh, no, that adds so many other... what's it weak and what's it strong against? It's too hard. It's just like the far right when they're like, I can't do pronouns. He, she, him, it, her, them, they, zers, these, them. Like, it's too hard. Sorry.
It's fine. I was just remembering that an episode with you currently holds the record for the longest episode we have ever done.
Sorry.
No, it's a good thing. I love that. David's been trying to beat it ever since, and he hasn't been able to. But like, I think these tangents might beat it.
I get good tangents.
You are good at tangents.
Captain's log, no start date. For us, time does not exist. McCoy, back somewhere in the past, has effected a change in the course of time. All Earth history has been changed. There is no Starship Enterprise. We have only one chance. We have asked the Guardian to show us Earth's history again. Spock and I will go back into time ourselves and attempt to set right whatever it was that McCoy changed.
And this is before they jump through the thing themselves?
Yes, they haven't jumped through yet. They're about to, but they haven't yet.
Bryce still got time to log this in his little quarter, for real.
Yeah.
He's like, well, grabs about to hit the fan, might as well. In case somebody out there gets this.
Yeah. Spock says that he was recording with the tricorder when McCoy left and thinks he can maybe figure out when to jump. Kirk says to make sure we get there first. Clip. Guardian, if we are successful, then you will be returned. It will be as though none of it none of you had gone. End clip. Her and Scotty think it'll take a miracle to find him. Kirk tells Scotty that everyone else will have to try in case Kirk and Spock fail. Kirk and Spock make the jump. And now we're in Depression era New York.
So, they said somebody else would have to try. How would they know that the jump failed?
Oh, Kirk just said, Scotty, when you think it's been long enough, try.
Okay. Fair enough.
Alright, Kirk and Spock talk a little about the Depression. Then these old ladies give them some weird looks. Spock covers his ears. Kirk says they need some era-appropriate clothing.
Where did they appear from, first of all?
They just showed up, like, on a sidewalk.
So they just appeared out of nowhere?
They just appeared.
And they think that the ears are the thing that they're worried about, not that some dude just randomly came out of nowhere?
Oh, no one saw him.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like someone sees McCoy when he appears out of nowhere, but no one saw Kirk and Spock.
Who saw McCoy? I forgot.
The guy who vaporizes himself.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's right. Okay. Never mind. I am on track again.
So what Spock actually says is his ears will be hard to explain. What I wrote in my notes is Spock points out his ears will be hard to difficult.
How do you rate the hardness of your ears? Hard or difficult? I'm feeling pretty difficult myself right now.
Kirk says, if we can't hide him, we'll explain him. Spock thinks that'll be interesting. Kirk and Spock almost get ran over crossing the street. Kirk sees some clothes hanging off of a fire escape and decides to steal them.
Theft, Captain. Right? Is that what he said?
That is what Spock says.
Exactly?
Yeah.
Cool.
Kirk's starting to say that it'll be easy to deal with people in this time when a cop shows up.
He was saying you'll have no trouble explaining it.
My friend is obviously Chinese. I see you've noticed the ears. They're actually easy to explain.
Perhaps the unfortunate accident I had as a child.
The unfortunate accident he had as a child. He caught his head in a mechanical rice picker. But fortunately, there was an American missionary living close by who was actually a skilled plastic surgeon in civilian life.
That's racist.
Yeah. But of course, back in this day, like, that felt pretty normal for them to say that, honestly.
Yeah, but like even in Star Trek, like Star Trek's really good about not being racist most of the time. Like that's why Sulu's on the bridge. They're not racist
I feel
against
like back
Asians
then,
usually.
though, people still didn't realize that that kind of association was racist.
You might be right.
Not justifying it. It's still
I know.
racist.
I know.
Also, before this, I had multiple comments. One is the fact that Kirk thinks the weird thing in the situation is is Spock's ears, and not the fact that they were just stealing from somebody. I don't think the cop cares about your friend's weird deformed ears. I think he cares about the fact that you're stealing clothes from somebody's balcony. And the second thing is, when I was like watching this for the first time, and I was thinking like, oh my god, how are they going to explain this? How is he going to fit in, like, his ears and stuff? And I was like, oh, he's going to be a circus side freak show. And you were like, worse than that. And it's like, oh god. And whenever I heard the Chinese part, I was like, they're going to deport him. And you're like, no, worse. And then what actually happens, it's just so watered down compared to that. I was like, you think that this is worse?
I did not say worse than deporting. I just said, no, they're not going to deport him.
You said something like worse. It was worse than
I said worse when you said circus side freak show.
I don't think that what happened was worse than Circus Side Freak Show.
I think being racist is worse than Circus Side Freak Show. Like that.
No, I'm not saying
reasonable.
that they would say he's a Circus Side Freak Show. I was saying that he would end up being part of a Circus Side Freak Show.
I thought you were just saying that Kirk was gonna say, "Oh, he's from the circus."
I mean, it depends on. Okay, I think it depends on the person of what you would rather. But also, I'm not any flavor of minority, so I've never once experienced in my life what it's like to have somebody be like that towards me, so I don't know the pain of that, so it definitely could be worse, but that is up to other people to decide if they'd rather be called a circus side freak show or just have a stereotype said about them.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, if they put him in a circus side freak show, it would be much, much, much worse than what they actually went through. But
to be fair, I wasn't talking like in yours. When I said worse, I was talking from a writing standpoint. Like, I feel like coming up with like the racist
sense.
Chinese thing is worse than coming up with circus.
We were on two different wavelengths of thought there. But I don't know. I feel like, well, isn't Spock like super stupid strong because he's a Vulcan?
Yes.
Yeah. So if somebody was like trying to like bully him or something, he could just like kill them. To be honest.
Yes.
He's going through Ponfar while he's on Earth. Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe from Ponfar.
Never mind. I'm not going to say none of that. Just take it off the air. I want some of that freaky, rough, violent Vulcan sex.
Just wait till we get to Voyager. There's an episode where there's this Vulcan on the ship who is going through Ponfar, but like the person he wants to Ponfar doesn't want to Ponfar back. And
Are they
so,
also
like,
Vulcan?
No, they're Klingon, and so like
it
gets violent.
Did they rape the Vulcan?
No, it's like the Vulcan tries to rape the Klingon, and she's like, and like, yeah.
Which one's female?
The Klingon.
Oh yeah, fuck no. You try to sexually assault a Klingon, you're just gonna die, dude.
Yeah. All right. The cop puts them up against the wall when Kirk pulls a "What's that on your shirt?" and Spock neck pinches him. They pick up the clothes and make a run for it until they find a nice empty basement to hide in. Cut to them in normal clothes. Kirk says it's time to get on mission. Spock says they think they have a week till McCoy gets here, but really they have no idea. Kirk says that really he could pop up anywhere on the globe.
There is a theory. There could be some logic to the belief that time is fluid, like a river with currents, eddies, backwash.
All flows to the same place. Is that what it is?
What?
It all flows to the same place?
Yeah, that's the idea.
And the same currents that swept McCoy to a certain time and place might sweep us there too.
That makes sense.
He could see exactly what McCoy did if he could plug the tricorder into the Enterprise computer. Kirk asks if he can build a computer here.
In this zinc-plated, vacuum-tubed culture.
Yes, well, it would pose an extremely complex problem in logic, Mr. Spock. Excuse me. I sometimes expect too much of you.
Just saying, they had to get to where they are technologically from somewhere. And that is the somewhere. It did eventually evolve. Like, obviously, it's going to be difficult. But everything that they would need to get to that point is right there on Earth. He's just being difficult. He's like, oh, I don't want to.
On Earth? Because you gotta remember, he's from Vulcan.
I was born with everything already super advanced. I don't want to have to try.
Yeah. All right. The lights come on. A woman asks who's there.
Excuse us, miss. We didn't mean to trespass. It's cold outside.
A lie is a very poor way to say hello. It isn't that cold.
No. We were being chased by a policeman.
Why?
These clothes. We stole them. We didn't have any money.
Well, I could do with some help around here. Doing dishes, sweeping, general cleaning.
At what rate of payment? I need radio tubes and so forth, my hobby.
15 cents an hour for 10 hours a day.
To be annoying, don't they not have like any concept of money and money exchange in Star Trek or Starfleet?
That doesn't really become a thing till Next Generation.
But canonically, Spock would not know what the heck 15 cents an hour is, right? Like, he would not know how significant or insignificant of a payment that is.
I mean, Spock's a smart guy. I'm sure he knows his history. But also, yeah. In the original series, like, before you add anything else to it, like, money was definitely still like, they've since retconned that money wasn't a thing in the original series, because, like, in Strange New Worlds, they say money's not a thing, even though it was definitely a thing in the original series. But,
okay.
yeah.
I follow. So I am just more up to date on the newer stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
What are your names?
Mine's Jim Kirk. His is Spock.
Might as well. Just straight up be honest, I guess.
I mean, yeah, lying didn't work, so honesty.
I'm Edith Keeler. Well, you can start by cleaning up down here.
Excuse me, miss. Where are we?
You're in the 21st Street Mission.
Do you run this place?
Indeed I do, Mr. Kirk.
Fade to the mission. Kirk and Spock get their bowls of soup and sit down. Edith gets up on stage and another guy says the soup ain't free. They gotta listen to Goody Two-Shoes up there. He's also about to say some vulgar sexist about Edith when Kirk tells him to shut up.
I appreciated that very much. I really did, because I was like, oh my god. Of course they would do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, like, the writers were going to be sexist. I'm just saying, like, of course, that
character, yeah. Like, it's a show written in the 60s.
It felt very realistic.
And the scene takes place in the 30s. Like, yeah, that guy would say that.
What's even less realistic, though, is the fact that a woman is owning her own business, taking care of homeless people, basically. I feel like back then that wasn't super common.
I don't know about that. I think, like, a woman running, like, a soup kitchen would be fairly normal. Like, that's not men's work.
I thought maybe they would run the kitchen part, but I feel like a man would run the actual, like, shelter itself.
I mean, I don't feel like a soup shelter is that much of a business. It's just buying food and giving food.
Are the apartments part of it?
No. Apartments are a different place.
Okay, I was lost on that part. I was like...
Yeah, because, like, later Edith's going to ask Kirk to walk her home. And, like, where would they walk if the apartments are there?
Do they supply the apartments for the homeless people?
No, they don't give homeless people a place to stay. They just give them food.
Is she paying for their place?
No, like, she's paying them for the work, and they're using the money from the work to rent the apartment.
I want to pay however much rent was back then. On 15 cents an hour.
Inflation and whatnot.
True.
Now, let's start by getting one thing straight. I'm not a do-gooder. If you're a bum, if you can't break off with a booze or whatever it is that makes you a bad risk, then get out. Now, I don't pretend to tell you how to find happiness and love when every day is just a struggle to survive. But I do insist that you do survive, because the days and the years ahead are worth living for. One day soon, man is going to be able to harness incredible energies, maybe even the atom. Energies that could ultimately hurl us to other worlds in some sort of spaceship. And the men that reach out into space will be able to find ways to feed the hungry millions of the world and to cure their diseases. They will be able to find a way to give each man hope and a common future. And those are the days worth living for.
All right, our baby just woke up, so you might hear that in the recording.
Maybe.
Maybe not, but you know what? Deal with it. Kirk and Spock talk about how she just correctly predicted atomic power in spaceflight.
I mean, that's not too far-fetched, honestly. People have been dreaming of, like, flying cars and crap, you know?
Yeah, but she was getting, like, specific.
Like, how specific? Like, she just, like, threw out some theories. She didn't say, like, any specific times or anything.
They'll harness incredible energies, maybe even the atom.
But they knew about the atom, and it's not, like,
Not
incredibly
at that
impossible
point.
to imagine. Back in the 30s?
They knew that the atom existed, but they didn't know, like, I don't know.
Okay, so we recently watched Oppenheimer. When did he make the atomic bomb?
That was the 40s, because that was during World War II.
Okay, so that was not that far
So
off.
that was a decade later.
Like, this is kind of like It's close enough that I can see people could dream of this kind of stuff, because clearly people already were dreaming of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think he was just getting the hots for her and was like, oh, she's so smart. She's special, Spock.
I don't think that's what was going on. I don't think that's the intention.
Captain James can't keep it in his pants, Kirk.
Yes, he can, though. That's a bad rap he gets, but, like, that's not
They
accurate.
did not have schmecks in this.
No, they didn't.
I'm proud of him. Good job.
He's not nearly as bad as his reputation
If she
makes
didn't
him
get
out
hit
to
by a
be.
car that night, he would have got some. That would have been the night.
Kirk's not a womanizer. Now, Kelvin Timeline Kirk, that guy's a womanizer, but this Kirk isn't a womanizer. But even though everyone tries to make him out to be. Alright, later Kirk and Spock are handing in their bowls. Edith tells Kirk that he and Spock did a fantastic job on the basement. Kirk asks if they can come back for work. She says yes and asks if they have a flop. A what? A place to sleep. She offers to take them to her apartment where there's a vacancy. She leaves.
We have a flop,
We have a what, Captain?
a place to sleep.
One might have said so in the first place.
That's about how I felt the first time I heard people from overseas calling apartments flats. I was like,
Oh.
a what? Why is it flat? I still don't understand why it's called a flat. Like, why?
'Cause that's what they called it. Why is it called an apartment?
Because that makes sense.
Really? Why does it make sense?
Let's look at what the definition of apartment sounds like it's the scientific version of a word. Not like scientific, obviously not. Help me. I'm on my second kid.
Professional?
It sounds like the correct way to say. Don't make my inner colonizer come out, Brandon. Don't do this to me.
Okay. We cut to Spock working on a very mad scientist-esque machine. Kirk walks in. Spock tells him he needs platinum.
Mr. Spock, I've brought you some assorted vegetables, bologna and a hard roll for myself, and I've spent the other 9/10 of our combined salaries for the last 3 days on filling this order for you. Mr. Spock, this bag does not contain platinum, silver, or gold, nor is it likely to in the near future.
Captain, you're asking me to work with equipment which is hardly very far ahead of stone knives and bearskins.
Just dogging on him, dude. Like,
They're killing on each other. Kirk says that McCoy could be there any day now, and Spock's machine has to work. Spock says that at this rate it'll take him a month. Spock says that at this rate it'll take him a month to reach the tricorder's memory. It's on the door and says she can get them some work if they leave now. She sees the machine.
What on earth is that?
I am endeavoring, ma'am, to construct a mnemonic memory circuit using stone knives and bearskins.
He's really stuck on that, man. He said, this is some primitive technology. I don't like this.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you get your kid, like a PS4 when the PS5's been out for a while, and you're like, oh my God, Mom, why'd you give me the PS4? That's what he's acting like right now. It's like, work with what you got.
It's more like if you could use a lighter to light a fire, but they say no, you have to use sticks.
No, because he can't use the lighter because the lighter's not been invented yet.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, sure, you could use a lighter. If you invented it, you'd have to invent the lighter first.
Yeah.
Right? So use the damn sticks.
Cut to Kirk and Spock sweeping a floor. There's a guy using tools to repair a clock. Spock points them out to Kirk. Cut to Spock picking a combination lock. Cut to the basement. Edith walks in, confronting them about the stolen tools. Spock says he needed them for his work and would return them in the morning. Edith's sources say no, but Kirk cuts her off, saying that if Spock says he needs them and they'd be returned, that's exactly what you can expect to happen.
On one condition. Walk me home. I still have a few questions I'd like to ask about you two. Oh, and don't give me that. Questions about little old us, look. You know as well as I do how out of place you two are around here.
Interesting. Where would you estimate we belong, Miss Keeler?
You? At his side, as if you've always been there and always will. And you belong in another place. I don't know where or how. I'll figure it out eventually.
I'm finished with the furnace.
Captain. Even when he doesn't say it, he does.
Kirk and Edith are walking down the street holding hands.
Why does Spock call you Captain? Were you in the war together?
We served together.
And you, don't want to talk about it? Why? Did you do something wrong? Are you afraid of something? Whatever it is, let me help.
Let me help. 100 years or so from now, I believe, a famous novelist will write a classic using that theme. He'll recommend those 3 words even over I love you.
Centuries from now. Who is he? Where does he come from? Where will he come from?
Silly question. Want to hear a silly answer?
Yes.
A planet circling that far left star in Orion's belt. See?
Who's he referring to?
Just a future novelist.
So we don't know about this at
No,
all.
not like an actual person in Canada.
No, I'm saying like in Star Trek, we don't know who this person is.
No.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I wish they would have went further into that.
Yeah.
They've had enough years that they could have. Just saying, do better.
Cut to Spock working on the tricorder. He sees Edith's picture on a newspaper with the headline, Social Worker Killed. Kirk walks in, asks about the stone knives and bearskins. Spock thinks he's found the point in time that was changed. Kirk sees a newspaper with Edith's picture on it with the headline, FDR confers with slum area angel. Then the machine burst into flames.
How bad?
Bad enough.
President and Edith Keeler.
It would seem unlikely, Jim. A few moments ago, I read a 1930 newspaper article.
We know her future. Within 6 years from now, she'll become very important, nationally famous.
Or, Captain, Edith Keeler will die this year. I saw her obituary. Some sort of traffic accident.
You must be mistaken. They both can't be true.
Captain, Edith Keeler is the focal point in time we've been looking for. The point in time that both we and Dr. McCoy have been drawn to.
She has two possible futures then. And depending on whether she lives or dies, all of history will be changed. And McCoy
Is the random element.
in his condition, what does he do? Does he kill her?
Or perhaps he prevents her from being killed. We don't know which.
Get this thing fixed. We must find out before McCoy arrives.
Captain, suppose we discover that in order to set things straight again, Edith Keeler must die.
And that is the end of Act 3.
And currently at this point, we are not aware of the consequences of whether she lives or dies.
Yeah, all we know is that she either lived or died, and that was changed, and that changed all of history.
I want to refrain from spoilers.
Okay.
Although, I mean, I don't know how big of like a problem that is whenever you're doing stuff like this, though.
Yeah, like it's a show that was made in the 60s.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if people are listening to this as if they're watching the episode, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but like I feel like if you're listening to this, you've probably seen the episode. And like if you like Star Trek, like you know about this. This is like one of like the big marquee, like this is one of the ones you have to watch great episodes. So like unless you're like Cody or Tim or Jeremy, you're just listening to this as support me. Thanks guys, appreciate you. Then you've probably seen the episode.
Baby had things to say about that too.
Oh wait, that was the end of Act 2, not Act 3.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought we already did the end of Act 2.
Well, yeah, that was the end of Act 2, but I said that was the end of Act 3. Whoops. It's fine.
Oh well. You can re-record that.
The guy Kirk told to shut up earlier is in an alleyway stealing milk. McCoy appears out of thin air, still shouting about murderers and assassins.
I did not realize that rodent was the dude that Kirk told to shut up earlier.
Yeah, same dude.
Okay, I do not feel bad about what's about to happen.
He asks the guy what planet he's on, and the dude starts running. McCoy repeatedly shouts, "Don't run, I won't kill you."
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know he's like delirious right now, but it makes sense. I would be running too if some dude that looked like that. I mean, at this point, the viewers don't know that McCoy looks like he got blasted with radiation in the face. Like, he's all splotchy and sweaty. His eyes are bloodshot and they look gross.
Yeah.
He looks contagious. Dude looks like he's got the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
And I mean, whenever you're running around shouting like, murderers, terrorists, you don't look like a very friendly person.
Alright, cut to Kirk and Edith.
Why? What is so funny about man reaching for the moon?
How do you know?
I just know, that's all. I feel it. And more, I think that one day they're going to take all the money that they spend now on war and death.
And make them spend it on life.
Yes. You see the same things that I do. We speak the same language.
The very same.
Yeah, it's called English. I mean,
It's not what they meant, but okay.
I know what they meant.
Cut to McCoy catching up with the other guy.
Where? Where are we? Earth. Constellations seem right, but... Explain! Explain this trick. My bed. Small. Good cradle.
cranial development. No doubt considerable human ancestry. Is that how you're able to fake all of this? Very good. Modern museum perfection. Right down to the cement beams. Very, very good. Oh, I'd give a lot to see the hospital. Probably needles and sutures. Oh, the pity. These had to cut and sew people like garments. Needles and sutures. Oh, pity.
McCoy passes out, the guy takes his phaser and runs. Then he turns the phaser on and vaporizes himself.
What a quick, peaceful way to go.
Yeah. Clearly they did that to take the phaser out of play, because that could do a lot of damage in the 30s.
Also, to play on your fame that McCoy is experiencing, all I could think about whenever you were pretending to be him was, like, needles and sutures and scalpels, oh my! That's the vibe I got.
That's funny.
You know, anesthetic exists too, McCoy. Just say.
But did it in the 30s?
I mean, yeah, and if it didn't, you just got drunk. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, that's what McCoy does. He does that a lot.
He's a drunkard?
I mean, there have been several scenes where where we have seen him drinking. Not while he's doing doctor stuff, but...
I mean, you be more efficient. What's that one thing that says never do sober what you do drunk or whatever? Or
I don't know.
Never do drunk what you do sober? I don't know. It's just a saying, and there's a saying about that. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's always do sober what you do drunk. That way you know, like the effects of your actions.
I don't know. I've never heard this saying.
I don't know. I heard it recently. I can't remember what from.
Kirk walks into the apartment, asks Spock how long until they have answers. 2 days.
McCoy could have been in the city a week now, for all we know. And whatever he does that affects her, changes history, could happen tonight, tomorrow morning.
Captain, our last bit of information was obtained at the expense of 30 hours' work in fused and burned circuits.
I must know whether she lives or dies, Spock. I must know what to do.
Did we glaze over the fact that all the stuff that Spock just built got fried? Like, it's gone. It's obliterated. It got snapped.
He'll fix it.
He doesn't, though, does he?
He does.
He does?
Yeah, because they don't know about the Nazis yet.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Whenever we go through these, sometimes, like, I know I just watched the episode with you, but whenever we go through these, I bet people were like, did she even watch this? Like,
I'll be honest with you, David.
Okay.
Same way.
Okay.
Alright, so now the toddler's awake too, and you're definitely going to hear her on this recording.
Do you want to say hi? You say hi? Say hi.
What's that?
That's a microphone. Can you say microphone? Apparently not. What color is the microphone? It's... I mean, yeah. It is. Black, but it has blue on it. That's the important part.
Okay. McCoy stumbles across the 21st Street mission. Edith is pouring coffee. McCoy asks for some. She takes him to a cot in the back because he looks that terrible. As they leave, Spock enters, just missing McCoy.
In context, both children are on me right now, both whining.
Cut to Kirk and Spock activating the machine.
This is how history went after McCoy changed it. Here, in the late 1930s, a growing pacifist movement whose influence delayed the United States entry into the Second World War. While peace negotiations dragged on, Germany had time to complete its heavy water experiments.
America. Fascism. Trump. Wait, that's not it. My bad.
Germany. Fascism. Hitler. Won the Second World War.
Because all this lets them develop the A-bomb first. There's no mistake, Captain. Let me run it again. Edith Keeler, founder of the peace movement.
But she was right. Peace was the way.
She was right, but at the wrong time. With the A-bomb and with their V-2 rockets to carry them, Germany captured the world.
Spock says they have to stop McCoy from saving Edith. Kirk asks when she dies. Spock doesn't have that information.
Spock, I believe I'm in love with Edith Keeler.
Jim, Edith Keeler must die.
And that is the end of Act 3. So the stakes are pretty high. They gotta let Edith die or else the Nazis win World War II. Yes, because the Nazis are the bad guys.
What? They never taught me that in history. I mean, it's not a hard choice to make, honestly. Like, it's just some random chick that they just happen to meet because they went back in time. I would make that choice in a heartbeat. I would not... I mean, people die all the time. I'm not going to feel bad sacrificing one person as opposed to 6 million. Just saying.
I get that, I get that. Right now, I'm just harping on the fact that America just had their presidential election, and we elected a guy who said that Hitler had good ideas. McCoy is sleeping in a cot in the back. Edith is there. McCoy tries to get up. She, tells him to rest, stay down. He's like, I should ask where I am, but I'm not gonna. And she's like, why? And he's like, because either I'm unconscious or demented.
Why not both?
He's like, this looks like Earth, 1920s, 25. She's like, care for 30? He's like, I am unconscious or demented. Edith points out that she has a friend who talks about Earth the same way that McCoy does. And McCoy says, I'm a surgeon, not a psychiatrist. Would McCoy make a good psychiatrist?
No, because he's not the... What is it? What is it? Oh, God. He's not the counselor.
McCoy would make a terrible psychiatrist. Yeah, they didn't have counselors at this point. He then goes on to say that he's the medical officer of the USS Enterprise, and she says that doesn't look like a Navy uniform. He's like, that's fine, you don't believe me. I don't believe in you either.
Yeah, you're not real, pretty lady.
She tells him to get some rest and leaves.
First woman to ever be called fake.
Alright, back at the apartment, Edith's just going up some stairs. Kirk walks up the stairs to meet her. She about falls down. Kirk catches her. She's like, hey, I could have broken my neck. Thanks. Kisses him, leaves. And Spock comes on. He's like, you saved her. She could have died and we could have been done with all this.
But also, depending on the way she dies, could affect stuff too. I don't know.
Maybe.
Smaller things, of course, but... Didn't they say earlier that, he believed it was some sort of traffic accident?
Yeah, it was a traffic accident.
And the thing is technically Kirk's fault, too.
Back to the room McCoy's in. Edith comes in. McCoy's looking a lot better. She asks if he wants to see the paper. He's like, nah, I'm convinced that this is all a hallucination, but, I think you're real.
I could see, him being so sketched out. At first I was like, why doesn't he, understand he just went nutso? But to be fair, this woman is the only person he's talked to since he went nutso.
Well, at this point, I think he does understand he went nutso because of the Cordrozine. Because he says he thinks she's a Cordrozine hallucination at this point.
This is true, yeah. But he doesn't realize he hopped through that little rock.
Yeah, he doesn't know that he went back in time.
Through the donut.
Yeah, through the donut. He asks who she is. She says a friend. He asks if she runs this place. Basically just asking the questions Kirk was asking in the beginning. Do you run this place? She's like, yeah.
He's a lot more careless about the information he gives to this random person of the past.
Yeah, because he thinks he's hallucinating. But yeah, DeForest Kelly's clearly playing this like he's falling in love with her too.
I had noticed that as well. And I feel like this happens a few times where Bones is into the same girl that Kirk is.
I don't know about that.
It's happened at least one other time, right?
I don't think so.
Yes, it did, because, he was into some chick and then Kirk stole her or something, I think.
No.
There was something else. I think it was an episode I did with you too. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're talking about the episode where they go to meet like one of Bones' old girlfriends, and it's a salt vampire pretending to be one of Bones' old girlfriends. But no, Kirk doesn't have a thing for her in that.
No, it's not that. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. I think that they were on the ship, and Bones was talking to this lady, and then something happened where Bones got dissed, because of course that always happens. And then Mr. Kirk ended up getting the girl or something. I can't remember exactly.
I'm not recalling any of that.
Obviously, no matter how I explain it, it's not going to work because I can't remember a whole lot of helpful details.
Okay.
We'll dive into it deeper later.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. And the audience will just have to suffer not ever knowing.
They talk some more. She runs the place because it's necessary. He thinks of her saving his life. Oh, she says that her guy is going to take her to a Clark Gable movie. And he's like, a who movie? She's like, you don't know Clark Gable?
It's not that far-fetched for somebody to not know some pop culture reference. Like, even in, like, whatever time period in. Because, I mean, there's still things people tell me now, like, oh my god, like, if you ask me anything about TikTok, I'm gone.
Okay, I feel like that's different. There's, like, a lot more different things now. Like, back then, there was, like, very few, like, movies were about it. Like, I'm not even sure they had television yet at this time.
Hooray! 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 Daddy, you're not hooraying. Go again. Do it again. Say hip hip. No, you try it.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
But yeah, it's weird that McCoy doesn't know who Clark Gable is.
Is it like too far off of an idea or concept that there is somebody in the 30s who doesn't really watch TV or watch movies or anything?
I mean, like, even if you didn't, like, you'd still, like, hear about Clark Gable all the time. Like, I've never seen a Clark Gable movie. I know the name Clark Gable.
I don't.
That's fair. And that goes to McCoy not knowing. He's even farther in the future. So he's not going to know who Clark Gable is. He's an actor.
Like, I assumed.
Alright, so Edith leaves. Cut to Kirk and Edith walking across the street. Edith asks if they can catch a Clark Gable movie. Kirk's like, who? And she's like, Dr. McCoy said the same thing. And that's when Kirk's like, McCoy? Leonard McCoy?
Did she say, can we? I think she said we might be able to catch a Clark.
That is what it says. She says, if we hurry, maybe we can catch the Clark Gable movie.
I know that's super nitpick, but I was just...
I'm paraphrasing.
I understand.
And she's like, yeah, he's in the mission. And, like, Kirk runs across the street, like, screaming for Spock. Spock shows up. McCoy walks out. They all were like, McCoy! Or Bones! Jim! They all start hugging each other.
I don't know if it was a hug. That exchange looked aggressive to me.
It will get aggressive. It hasn't become aggressive yet. So Edith, obviously wanting to know what's going on, starts to walk across the street, and then a truck comes, and then Bones starts to run out to save her, but like Kirk holds him back, and we hear the truck hit Edith as we see Bones' reaction to seeing it, and then we cut to Kirk's reaction of holding Bones back, eyes closed, can't believe what he just did.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I do not feel bad because this lady literally just walked across the street that had cars on it and didn't look. A full-grown woman, a full-grown, fully cognitively functional woman walking across the street, and she was just like, it's fine, whatever.
To be fair, I feel like this is about like when cars started becoming like a normal thing. When roads were originally invented, they were made for people to walk on. So back then, roads weren't specifically for cars; they were for people and cars. And drivers were really bad about hitting people, and the car companies would pay the newspapers to call the people walking across the street Jays, so car companies wouldn't get as bad a rap, because Jays were really poor people, and Jays was a derogatory name for poor people, and that's why jaywalking is a thing now.
I vaguely knew that bit of history.
Yeah, I've told you this
Still,
before.
even back when it was a horse and a buggy, people were getting ran over by horse and buggies and dying. You look whenever you're crossing something that things like that are crossing on. I understand
I think
that
the
people,
truck driver wasn't looking.
I mean, yeah, probably not. Neither of them were paying attention, obviously. And I'm sure the brake systems weren't super great back then either. Not when you get a wagon wheel for a tire.
Deliberately stop me, Jim. I could have saved her. Do you know what you just did?
He knows, Doctor. He knows.
To be fair, she wasn't 100% confirmed dead right there. I mean, that car wasn't going that fast.
I think she's dead.
I mean, of course she has to. She has to be dead. I'm not saying like she's not dead. I'm just saying like they just sat there and were just like, oh, she's gone. But like didn't care to rush to her side or anything to see if like maybe they can get some final words in or something. No, they're just like, oh, just leave her straight. It doesn't matter. Whatever. She's gone. Nazis lose now, boys. Woo!
I think the scene's more powerful this way.
I guess. I don't know. It would have been cool if they like walked over to her side and like gave her some last words and were like, by the way, you were right. We do reach the stars. Or some stupid corny crap like that.
Or if we're going something real crazy, maybe they could have just took her to the future.
Whoa. They could have done. Yeah, they could have. That removes her from there. Well, they would need like a body double. They would need to like create a clone or something. So that they're like, oh, this person died. Oh no. But I mean, it's whatever.
Okay.
She dead. Nazis lose.
Back to the space donut. Kirk and Spock hop out. Then Bones hops out. Scotty is asking what happened. Spock just says they were successful. Guardian's like, "Yep, everything's how it was. You want to go on another time?
Want to try again?
Want to do another time travel thing?
Can you solve this time screw up?"
Let's get the hell out of here.
And that is the end of our episode. The word hell was not often used in television at this time. Like, that was a strong choice of them to end the show with "Let's get the hell out of here."
I agree. I feel like this little time gate guy is just like a fixated, cannot move out of position Q. He's just like, let's screw with these guys real quick.
So I will. In Discovery, we find out he can move.
The rock,
The
donut
giant space donut.
can move. Wow. Okay.
All in all, I think this was a very good episode. What are your thoughts? Closing thoughts.
I don't know if it's just because I couldn't give my full attention to it because of the baby and stuff. I don't see it as this monumental, like, earth-shattering thing that I think most people did. And that's just me, because I feel like I've gotten way more powerful messages from other episodes and stuff. And this just felt like, I don't know if it's just like I had a different idea of it from the way that you've described it to me before for, I mean, however long you've talked about this episode. Because you've talked about it to me for, I mean, a few times where I thought that, like, we were going to see some more, like, I don't know, more really big events happening, like, actually see history change in the moment and stuff, besides them just not being able to contact the ship and stuff anymore. Like, I thought maybe they were going to have to stay there on time for the 10 years till World War II and stuff like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
But no, like, we just saw a glimpse on a little TV screen, and like, oh, something's got to change. So, to me, I felt like this is going to be different. So, I mean, I was a little underwhelmed, I suppose. It's still a good episode. I just feel like it lacked a bit of substance to me. Like, the things that I wanted more from it were not as strong. I mean, it's still a good episode. I like a good butterfly effect.
Okay.
Could have had more court proceedings.
Oh,
You know I like the court episodes.
I like the court episodes too. David doesn't. All right, I think that is it for us this week. You can find me ever at Couch Talks Movies. You cannot find Ryan. Don't even try.
I'm behind you.
All right, and you can find the show at Tomorrow Trek Pod at the places that matter, and at patreon.com/tomorrowisyesterday.
I don't know all the ads and stuff. I'm just here. I just work here, bro.
And until next time, live long and don't be a Nazi.